Good afternoon, everyone. Um, Welcome for the today's webinar, that is the role of Cisco network engineering in IT industry. I welcome today's resource person Naveen Chandar Singh for this webinar. I welcome our beloved HOD Dr. Ravi M. Medali for this webinar, and I also welcome CS HOD Mandari sir for this webinar. I welcome all the participants for this webinar, and I ask Naveen Chandar sir to continue with his session. Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Pramod sir, for the wonderful introduction. I thank Mr. Ravi Adali sir for giving this opportunity, and I also thank the principal, the management of Hira Sugar Institute of Technology for providing me the platform. Let's start with the session for today's topic on roles of Cisco network engineer in IT industry.
Nice information. Higher end routers, higher end switches, and that is a point where exactly you'll be connecting the entire network to an external world. Okay, so that's how the layer by layer you can find in IT company. But see, once you start your career, there's going to be well understanding in that particular field. Fine. So any questions, if you have anything to ask, you can ask at any point of time. Okay, so you can post it in a chat box. So before that, I just want to know what exactly you want to learn. That is the first question. Second thing is, please be interactive, because this is a one opportunity you guys got to learn from the real-time workers. Okay, so try to steal as much as information possible. Okay, so I'll start, like, what exactly the network engineer will be doing. So before knowing that, you need to understand how industries or how infrastructure will be developed in an IT company, and what are the requirements. For example, consider a company who have 1,000 number of employees. Okay, and they want to a typical software company. Okay, so they want to store their data, and they also have some of the application. Again, if they want to run the application, server is must and should. So they want to run the application in a server. Okay, and storage space is necessary. But the company thinks that let us keep our storage space and our application software or application server maybe in some data centers. Okay, so now the question comes, who will be planning and who will be designing the complete infrastructure for any IT company? Okay, so the planning will be done, especially the infrastructure, IT infrastructure I'm talking about. How many number of PCs is required, how many number of laptop users will be there, and how many number of routers we require, how many number of switches we need. Okay, and in each floor, how many users will be there. Okay, and in each floor, which are the network devices we need. For example, like how many CCTVs we require, how many biometrics we require. Okay, and how many printers we require. Because see, printers we can't give a printer for each and every user, right? So it will be shared printers. It has to work on network, right? So how many network printers we need, and which model of the printers it is necessary, based on the number of users and the number of operations which we carry out. Okay, and coming to CC camera, how many CC cameras we need, and when and all we need to access from the CC camera, right? So is it only within the particular building, or do we need provide the access to the external people who will be monitoring from outside of the building? So all this comes into picture when we are planning to establish a new setup for an office. Okay, so the planning will be done by an architecture of network architectures. Basically, they do a lot of calculation in terms of bandwidth, in terms of the application, the type of application we use, and how much of bandwidth the application will be will be utilized from a single user. So all this calculation will be done from a network architect. So once everything is set up, then the next picture comes, like who will be maintaining this, who will be doing the troubleshooting in case if any issue happens. So this is typically only for 1,000 users I'm talking about, with the one single building. Okay, so there we need again the person sitting at a one corner who will be monitoring the entire infrastructure. Maybe they use a monitoring tool. Okay, and again we need the person to do a troubleshooting. They must have a complete information what is happening at which point of the infrastructure, right? And in case if any problem happened, so what kind of a troubleshoot they have to carry out, right? So all these skills a network engineer or infrastructure management service engineer should have in IT company. Okay, so again, when it comes to maintenance, every monthly maintenance will be there, yearly maintenance will be there, and sometime if company wants to expand their business, again the next level of planning will come into picture with existing infrastructure. What next? All this question arise for a company, right? So all the solution will be given from infra management service people or typically network engineers. Okay, so again, network engineers are not only about routing and switching or doing some kind of a troubleshooting. Even we have a lot of roles in terms of a security aspect, because as you know, security is the one of the major concern for any digital companies today, right? So it can be network security, it can be cyber security, or it can be data center securities, right? So it is having a very huge role. Network engineer is not about only going and plugging laptop to a particular switch and doing all this, right? So this is how basically the network engineer or infra management service engineer matters a lot in IT company. Okay, so guys, any question you can ask me. And to become a network engineer, again, you need not to have any kind of programming skills as of now to start your career in networking. Okay, but to grow up, yes, it is necessary. I think if anybody asks question, I'll tell you how you can take up your career into the networking platform. Okay, so coming to importance, as I said, today we are all depending on most of our digital platform only, right? So even for our banking purpose, even for purchasing, even for renting a home also, today we are depending on internet. So most of our job we are depending on internet, either to gain our knowledge or to get the service. So today we are depending on internet. So how much a people depends on internet or a digital platform, the network engineer or infra management service engineer are very much essential, because they are the people who can able to manage the complete infrastructure which is necessary for this kind of a digital platform. Okay, because even today we are going on a live, right? So for this also the infrastructure is necessary. So without infrastructure, no, it is not possible for us, right? So we are all connected with an internet. Just imagine if I am disconnected with the internet, what will be the impact on this webinar or live session, right? So on that note, today we are completely depending on the digital platform and internet. Okay, so that's the reason I always call the IMS engineer or a network engineers are a backbone and nerve system of the digital industry. So coming to career opportunity, if you ask me what kind of a opportunity you get, initially you can start your career as a level 1 or level 2 engineers. Okay. Then you can maybe one after down to 2 years with a couple of certification, you can move on to senior engineering platform. It can be like kind of a specialization, network specialist engineer or security specialist engineer, or enterprise specialist, data centers backup specialist. So like this, based on your first job, you can opt your specialist level, and you can get into senior most positions. Then you can continue to be what I say in the technical platform as a subject matter expert of particular technology or particular specialization. Or even if you are thinking to move on to technical as well as a kind of a management, you can always think of being a technical lead of that particular projects. Okay, then you can become a technical managers, or still you can continue in case if you are into subject matter expert, so you can go up to architect level. So that is also one good opportunity what you have. Then obviously you can come back to technical management, then project management, program management, maybe down to 15 plus years of your career, you can become AVP, VP, or CEO or CTOs in any of the companies. So these are the opportunities you have, guys. Okay, but only thing is you have to develop your skill set. You have to keep moving and update your skill set to the industrial requirements day to day. Okay. And also apart from this, even you can think of getting into management roles like incident managers, problem management, or change management. Okay, so for that you need to get yourself as ITIL certified engineers. Okay, so that is a kind of certification for management in IT companies. So that will also give you a boost in case if you're thinking to move on to management level. But I always suggest be with the technical as well as a management. So that balance is a must and should for future engineers. So before I move on to previously means before 26th of February of this year, we had entry level of certification, that is CCENT, Cisco Certified Entry Level Engineer. Then we had a certification on CCNA, that is Cisco Certified Network Associate. But now we have CCNA itself is the entry level of certification, that is associate level. Okay, that is a first level certification what we can expect from a Cisco. This will be a common which contains the routing switching concepts, data center concept, security concepts, and a few automation concepts. Okay, so the candidate who wants to get themselves as a CCNA certified engineer, so they have to learn certain number of topics which is mentioned. I think I can share the syllabus. Okay, then the another next level of certification we have the CC specialist. Okay, Cisco Certified Specialist. So this is a newly introduced certification from a Cisco. Again, this certification is a common, which is advanced level of CCNA certification. So no specialization is there here. Okay, but once we come to CCNP, so we have a Cisco Certified Network Professional level certification. So in CCNP, we have 5 tracks, namely professionals in data center, in security, we have security, we have enterprise, we have service provider. Okay, so and collaboration. So these are the 5 specialization tracks we get in CCNP. Okay, so how to get CCNP is very simple. Once the candidate complete the specialist certification, along with that, one core examination have to take to become a CCNP certified engineers. Okay. Then the last certification comes, it's a CCIE, that is Cisco Certified Internetworking Expert. Okay. So any candidate with a CCNP along with the one lab examination can become CCIE certified engineers. Okay. So this is very much important for a candidate to become certified engineers, because see, in the most IT companies, they preferred a candidate with a different mindset, with a different skill sets. Okay, so this certificates are only parameter where a fresh graduates can prove themselves that they're something different than the crowded, the people, right? So because they need something to show, yes, I'm not one among the crowd. I have to stand out of the crowd when it comes to a placements, right? So these are the certification helps the candidate to stand out of the crowd. But right now they can plan only for CCNA. If they want to grow in IT company with the same platform, they can think of a specialist and entry level, professional level and IE level certifications. Okay, and just to give you information, in a worldwide we have not crossed 70,000 CCIE certified engineers in present market. Okay, so you can think of what is the demand for CCIE engineers in the market, and I think we have not crossed more than 6,000 or 7,000 engineers available in India, especially, okay, who have completed CCIE certification. So in India itself, we need a lot of certified engineers, especially on Cisco. Apart from Cisco, we do have other certifications like Junipers we can get, Netgears we can get, and other certifications like Microsoft certification, UI certification. So this depends on the kind of companies they get into and the kind of a job they start in their career. Okay, but since most IT companies, they work with the Cisco devices, so I always suggest Cisco platform once they think of the network engineering platforms. I think that gives a lot of boost for them.